quantity is actually more important than quality. Coming up. Hey guys, it's Travis Vroman, and today I want to talk about why quantity is actually more important than quality. So one of the things about getting good at anything it is that you're doing is repetition. And that is especially so with game development. Game development is super complex. It requires a lot of skills in different areas, and the only way that you get good at those things is by repeating. So the only way that you're going to get good at developing games, starting a game, developing that game, finishing it, shipping it, and rinse and repeat. So the idea is that you want to repeat this process as many times as you can, because the more times you ship games, the more comfortable that you're going to be with it. And so what winds up happening is you wind up with a library of games that increases in quality naturally over time because you're getting better at it every single time you do it, versus taking 10 years to put out your first game. And then your first game doesn't wind up being as good as you'd hoped it would be because you haven't gone through the cycle of releasing games and going through the publishing process and getting feedback and all that. And the lessons that you learn from a more rapid release schedule are invaluable. So we release a lot of games per year at where I work. So you get a lot of experience by just going through that process multiple times. So understanding that you need to release games often is important, because it's so much better for you to have 6 games out on the market that are maybe a little bit above average quality or even average quality than to not have any games on the market and have a game that you continue polishing over and over and over again as your skills increase. Because one thing that winds up happening is even if you keep working on the same game, your skills are going to improve, right? And so what'll happen is if you drag that process out too long, you're going to look back at your game and you're going to say, that stuff at the very beginning that I did doesn't look very good. It's not up to par with the stuff I did towards the end of the game because, I started that stuff 2 years ago and I'm so much better now than I was back then. And so you'll go back and you'll redo all that stuff. And then you'll say, well, it's not just the stuff at the beginning of the game. It's this stuff over here in the middle of the game too. So you spend another few months redoing that stuff. And it's like, well, now the end of the game I don't feel is up to par, so you'll do that. And so what you basically wind up doing is going through that cycle sort of a few times anyways, but not having anything to show for it. So it's so much better to have, say 6 games on the market than one game that you just sort of iterate on repeatedly and don't ever finish and don't ever release, that nobody ever gets to see. It's always a good thing to have examples of your software that have been released for others to look at, particularly when you're trying to advance in your career or build up your portfolio. So I don't really want to belabor the point too much. Just bear in mind that when it comes to game development, especially developing small, mobile, single mechanic mobile games or things of the like, remember that quantity is more important than quality. So before I end this video, I want to clarify that quality of your games is very important. I'm not saying to release 6 games that are utter crap. What I'm saying is that quantity is more important than quality. So it's not to say that you should skimp on quality. It's to say that quantity is more important than quality. And the only reason for that is the more times you go through the cycle of developing a game, the higher your quality is going to get anyways. It's a natural progression that's going to happen. Instead of spending all 10 years trying to release one game, you can get, 6-10 games released in that same time period, and your quality will have gone up anyways. But now you've got 6 or 10 games out there on the market that you can sell and make money on. So let me know what you guys think, because this topic can be quite controversial, at least from reading the headline alone, because some may mistake that for meaning that quality isn't important, and quality is absolutely important. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.